What is up? Welcome back to Bleach Boys. As always, talking all things Bleach. We have Bleach Soul Resonance news to talk, as they have buffed some of the older characters already, starting with Toshiro and Aizen, which aren't really that old of characters, but they've been buffed. For you non-Bleach fans, there's a new Digimon game coming out, a new Digimon mobile game coming out, where you can raise the Digimon, and there's both a trading card aspect to it, and the Digivices are somehow involved. So we'll see what that means. We don't really know much.
Is it coming to the U.S.?
It's going to be releasing everywhere.
Yes!
So we'll see. All of the original Bleach series is streaming for free on YouTube right now. So Viz Media is actually starting to promote Thousand Blower Part 4, which is super rare. So check that out. Kubo's back with some comments. We got 3 questions from the Klub Outside. This one of them talking about fights that Kubo might not have had planned, if there was any of those in the manga. We, of course, have the Bleach opening update from the tournament we're hosting in Discord, as a major upset has occurred to my favor. So I'm very excited.
Okay.
I'm very excited.
Pretty gnarly.
We're of course going to talk Fate Strange Fake. We were going to talk Steel Ball Run, but Jose.
See, okay, what happened was I saw Sam Tite go, let's watch it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And then Sam goes, okay, is this the thing where they're not going to release another episode for a year? And I'm like, I'm not watching it because the last time I did that, I did not remember shit.
And then I said, we'll still watch it for the content. Then Jose continued to not watch it.
Yep.
And then we have some questions from the Discord. Of course, one of them asking, if you could have any job in the world, what job would you pick? What's your favorite sound out of all of anime? What's your favorite form of Ichigo? And if we could trade Frieren, we hired Frieren for a job, we have to trade her for a mundane spell. What mundane spell would we give Frieren? All that and more on this episode of Bleach Boys. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello.
Really quickly, I'm literally going to talk about this for 2 seconds. Bleach Soul Resonance, Aizen and Toshiro have been buffed. Aizen and Toshiro are both like back to the top of the list of being the best fucking characters. Weirdly enough, though, or not so weirdly enough, falls behind Mayuri with the other Thrust characters, because Mayuri is the new booster that kind of outclasses Urahara. So now Mayuri has his own little spot. So Mayuri has carved out Gin, Nell, Mayuri as being like the top dogs, but it's like general good units. Aizen and Toshiro are now back up there with now talks, rumors that they are going to also start buffing all the other characters, with Soifon supposed to be coming around the corner, and a buff probably coming for Yoruichi with that as well. So
let's go. Yoruichi is one of my strongest.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to ask this, but does Mayuri have his extendo arms?
No.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
He has the little blue potion, the orange dynamite one, and then the combination of
he does have a thing though, and I don't know the statistics because it only happened. I was playing a new game mode they had where you have to defeat all these enemies without ever taking a hit.
Yes.
And I was playing with Mayuri because I have Mayuri now, and one of his skills when he dies is he slowly starts to ooze up. Like he uses the ooze to escape from Uryu. So he starts to ooze, and then he has like a chance to come back alive.
Oh, I've never.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I got hit with him like in that one hit mode, because I normally never die with my units because my units just steamroll and everything. But I got hit once on the one hit thing, and I was like, I lost Mary. And then he was standing there still like kind of dissolving, and then he popped back up and he was good to go.
Oh, what the?
He's got a gut skill.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much detail they've put into the game for like all of these characters. Fucking awesome.
Dude, they
really good.
Really did.
So still loving Bleach Soul Resonance. I'm still playing it a fuck ton. All of the new game modes they've added, they're kind of starting to recycle content. So now the photo mode's back. The puzzle mode's in there. They have the first person keto shooter mode back in there now, where you have to like I think you have to get a score like 70 or something like that, which is really high. Higher, Mayuri's happening. I have all of the Mayuri event stuff done, which has unlocked a new player icon for me, which is that of his fat ass baby Bankai head that I can attach to my profile picture now. Yeah, great game. Still loving it. I don't want to waste too much time on that, but yeah, there's been some buffs and some changes, but it's still all about Mayuri. Still a lot of fun. Next, I'm
glad you're having fun with your game, buddy.
Thank you. Bleach is streaming the originals, kind of like what they were doing in Japan, where they were doing Bleach the Visions or whatever it was, where they're going to go back and rewatch all of it. They are actually doing a similar setup for the US now on YouTube. So they have a streaming schedule, and this is streaming not as like, oh, you have to watch a live stream to watch them. This is how long they're all going to be up on YouTube. So the Substitute arc, episodes 1 through 3, the Soul Society arc, 21 through 23, the Arankar arc, 110 through 112. They just cut out like hella fillers in that, huh? That's crazy. I wonder if they're like, here's the key episodes that you need to watch to get yourself ready for Thousand Blood War. Because then they have That's March 21st to April 4th. May 16th to May 30 is the Lost Agent arc 343 to 345. 1,000 Year Blood War Part 1, number 1 to 3 is July 20th. 1,000 Year Blood War Part 2, episodes 14 to 16. July 4th starts 1,000 Year Blood War Part 3, number 27 and number 29. So, by the way, which I always think was very interesting, the Japanese one, for when they were doing something similar for the Japanese release, they don't tell you when 1,000 Year Blood War Part 3 is going to start airing, because obviously then you can kind of like piece it in reverse and be like, I would take an educated guess that 1,000 Year Blood War Part 4 is going to start after this is done. This is the first one that has a release date on it, which is why I wanted to talk about it. So it ends 1,000 Year Blood War Part 3 streaming July 18th.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. So we could take a little bit of an educated guess if they were like mastermind setting up Part 4, like to have the perfect, like, guys, like rewatch episode, Part 3, like check it out. After July 18th. So I think we would look at the back half of July.
Back half of July or early August? Because didn't Bleach premiere in August?
Well, it's already been announced it's going to be July.
Okay.
July is locked in. We just don't know the exact date yet. We don't know the exact date. We don't know what the theme songs are going to be yet. We don't know any of that information that we would normally have.
Saturday night, right? That's when they were.
Saturday night is historically when it has aired.
Okay.
So you could pick a Saturday in July that is after the 18th, and that would be a pretty good guess. I would assume there's only 2 of them left.
If they could give me the date, I'll ask for that day off.
Oh, ditto. I'll fucking put it in right now, so don't fucking worry about it.
We get this episode out day 1.
Yeah, we'll be all there, good to go. So July 18th, by the way, is a Saturday, according to the shitty calendar I just Googled. So it could air that Saturday.
It could be later that day.
On the 18th, or it'd be the 25th would be the next Saturday that would happen, which would line up also, if they're doing the back half, would line up really well with Anime Expo.
Yeah.
And then they could do like either they would, well, what they did the one years where they showed like, here's a few clips from the upcoming one, and then it was like released 2 weeks later, or they could go crazy and show the whole first episode, which would be nutty.
That would be the best.
Nah, I'd be pissed as fuck. You guys got to see it before I did.
We'd be like, well, Pythes.
Yeah, it's like, let's just spoil everything that happened here. No biggie. So, very excited about that. Very interested that they have it as July 18th, which is a Saturday. So it could be that July 18th. We'll have to wait and see.
Also, I'm going to manifest this into reality. You guys are going to the Bleach panel at Anime Expo, right?
Yep.
Once they're halfway done, Kubo walks out onto the stage.
That'd be so fucking crazy.
Oh my god, I might pass out.
Rose pass out, is escorted out of the rest of the panel. We never see Jose again.
And then Kubo will be like, no, it's okay, bring him up stage.
No. They're not going to be like, hey, bring up the guy who just passed out in the audience up to the stage.
Give me my smelling salts, guys. I'm good.
Yeah. Kubo will point and go. He'll point and go, Chad.
He'll be like, Chad's people are here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's like, we have to honor him. Bring him up on stage.
We just got to get really jacked, and I got to wear like platform shoes.
Yeah. Just really stand out above everybody,
just
you know?
be like oh my god, I'd be taller than you. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. He spot you from the stage, be looking at us. He's the one really tall Mexican guy in the crowd. Is like, Chad.
The first thing he says, like, tell me something about yourself. My abuelo.
It's like, yep, that checks. That's Chad.
Chad's sitting right next to Noitora in his big spoon.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, next, let's talk about Kubo's Klub Outside comment. We actually didn't have one last week because he hasn't really said anything in a while. Now we know why, by the way. So the last status update we got from Kubo, he says, I finished Pokemon Pokopia? Is that what it's called? Is that,
oh my god,
the Ditto one.
Yeah,
and that's the comment that we got. So now we know he was very busy playing the new Ditto Pokemon game.
I'm not a fan of the Animal Crossing games. Like, that's just not my thing. But that game, it is so fucking adorable.
Yeah,
I've seen people make like aquariums for their Magikarps and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, that's cute.
It looks like a cool game. It looks really, really good. Not my vibe either, but it looks like a lot of fun.
I mean, I was sold when someone showed me a screenshot of Charmander saying, I threw up. Also, Sam and you and I read when we were going through Klub Outside questions, Kubo has never played Pokemon. So this is his first one.
This is crazy.
Yep. Just this one got him. He probably saw the fucked up face that Ditto has on it. He's like, I'm
I
gonna
like
play it.
shit.
Let's go.
It reminds him of Chappie.
Totally. All right. Well, let's roll that right into the Klub Outside questions for this week. Nothing thrilling. I'm going to say at the front here.
Dang.
So one of them was a question about quite literally if there are other left-handed characters besides Uryu and Xyalapro.
This applies to me. I'm a lefty. Fuck all you righties. Life is hard for us.
So Kubo says that after he thought for a second, Xyalapro did draw his sword with his left hand, but because Shinigami wear their Zanpakuto on the left side of their waist, there are basically no left-handed ones.
Really?
Because you need to pull your sword,
pull it out this
but
way.
That begs the question: can I just move it to the other side? Like, come on, man.
They let Shuhei cut the sleeves off his uniform. You can move your sword wherever you want.
No. It's standard Shinigami training. It has to be on the left
Mayuri
side.
wears it in between his legs.
But I think it's still
technically
like it's got
angled that way, right?
Like some genitalia can curve, like Mayuri's got the curve that goes towards it. He's a left-leaning guy,
I feel like Mayuri's would look like a weird snail.
I was not talking about his
what?
All right. Next question. This question is about whether the names Ishida Uryu and Sato Yasutora, which Tora equals tiger, Ryu equals dragon, were intentionally meant to match the dragon and tiger.
Ooh, I mean, I feel like Chad has worn like those Japanese jackets with the tigers on it.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, I think most definitely we've seen him with that. And Kubo said, of course, it was just a coincidence. But he does also agree that they really do form a dragon and tiger pair.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Kubo's such an honest guy, because I would have said, yeah, definitely. I did that on purpose.
I think 90% of authors would totally own that. Like, if people are asking the questions that Kubo gets, I think most authors would be like, oh, yeah, I've been playing that since the beginning, and I'm glad somebody finally noticed that.
Some J.K. Rowling stuff.
Yes. I think a lot of people would take ownership of that, and I think a lot of the fans of Bleach sometimes get a little disappointed that Kubo doesn't do that. And it's just because he's such an honest guy. He's an honest guy where he's like, oh no, I just didn't think about it. Or like, oh, it just kind of came to me as I was writing. And people want him to be this guy where it's like,
they want him to be Aizen.
They want to be Aizen. Yeah. Since day one, I've planned the routes of every character. And it's just not how it works.
I feel like that'd be so difficult. Like you wouldn't get to writing anything for the longest time.
So the next question actually plays into that. So this question is about whether the matchups for battles in Bleach were already decided when the characters were created, or if there were cases where characters ended up fighting even though it wasn't planned.
I can't imagine most of the Ironccar arc was planned out.
Yeah.
So Kubo said, it's more like he suddenly realizes that, quote, these two will fight, and he doesn't remember when he decided it. He also said that characters themselves are something that come to him naturally over time.
At some point, he was drawing a dude that looked like a whale. He's like, oh, he's got to fight the wolf guy.
Yeah.
Animal fight.
And I also like to think we're quite literally like think about the Wekamuna arc. He's just drawing. He's like, hey, this person's like walking down this hallway. He's like, fuck, that's going right to fucking Aruniero's hallway. Like, all right, I guess we're gonna fucking go there.
I guess they're fighting.
Yep.
And he's like, oh shit, I forgot. I don't have time to write the Yami fight. It's off screen.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just say he got his ass beat.
Plots that, then he finishes up the whole thing. He's like, holy fuck, I never finished the Yami fight. It's like, and we'll throw a little panel there showing that they defeated him. Good to go. Thank you.
He's just like having a great week, right? Like he's like, oh, I'm done drawing for the week. Forgets about it, and the editor goes, so whatever happened to this fight? He's like, and then you play the sound effect. Fuck.
Yeah, and he's like, that's gonna be decided in the next chapter. But like, aren't we doing like the wrap up? No, it's gonna be in there. Trust me.
Trust me.
We could give us 10 years. We could be the Stephen Colbert to like the Lord of the Rings. Have you heard the news?
Oh yes. My God.
We could do that where he is adapting like 6 chapters that weren't adapted into the film and making a new movie, right? It's going to be a whole new movie for it with Peter Jackson, which is crazy. We could adapt the Yami fight into a movie.
Just the one fight.
just the one fight. And I want to add everything that happens with, I'm going to butcher the name here, but Kokopuro, his dog.
Oh, the dog.
When the dog comes, that's how I'm going to end the movie. The dog's going to come. He's going to sit next to Yami. Yami's still a horrible man, but
he's the worst.
He's got a nice dog. And the dog loves him, even though he kicked the dog.
If you forget just the shenanigans that were going on during his, air quotes, his fight with Kisuke, he's down for some slapstick. You could make this a comedy.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's like, I don't know how do I write? If I'm Kubo, I have just unveiled the most powerful Espada to ever exist. The only one to have, let's say, a second transformation outside of Ulquiorra.
Mm-hmm.
And Ulquiorra's was such a power boost, and this one is a power boost that is number changes, is how much of a power boost it is. How do I write that an injured Byakuya and an injured Kenpachi are going to fight this newly powered up?
They got healed off screen. Remember, they were fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that'll be part of the movie. I'll put the heels in the front.
There's got to be a bit kind of like in Lord of the Rings where they're counting how many like people they've killed between Gimli and Legolas, but it's gonna be how many limbs they chopped off.
yeah. And it's just like the size difference is so big. Also,
he's
like,
as big as Las Noches.
Yeah,
right?
it's huge. Like, I don't even know. And it's like I think the movie would take a little bit like it's a Gerard fight now. It's a Gerard fight. Like that's what it's gonna be. Everybody's gonna jump him.
No, you just play it like the Gog Mazios fight in Monster Hunter.
Okay, explain.
It's a siege fight. It's not a hunter versus a big monster. It's like 20 hunters with cannons and artillery all over fighting a big monster.
Okay, I think I played that in Monster Hunter World when you fight the big black one.
Yes, but the fighting world sucked shit.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember running from like side to side and loading the cannons and shooting the cannons, and at one point like you jump on them and like you break a horn or something like that. I remember.
Yeah, you jump on them and you get lost until the game like I'm just gonna load you the way you need to be.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how Kubo writes the story. Love to see it. I think, by the way, there's nothing fucking wrong with writing the story like that. I think most people are going to write the story like that. It just happens. And stuff changes so much when you're writing it. And that's why a lot of people talked about when the Berserk author died. We're like, even though he did tell like his bestie everything that was going to happen, it'll never truly be one-to-one, right? Because like even if he knows everything, it could have changed along the way. You don't know what's going to happen.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see that with just the way Berserk is written. Guts is such a different character from chapter to chapter to chapter. Yeah. Until he finally settles in around volume 14. And I'll state once again, as a big fan of Berserk, the way it ended was perfect right when the author died. So no matter what happens, I got my happy ending.
And I think that's totally fair. I think like I think you can have the best of both worlds, which I think is really cool with Berserk, where you can have the ending that the original author was there for, right? Like that was the original author's ending. Like that's as far as he made it, unfortunately. And it's a good ending. It's beautiful. It's happy. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And then you can also have like, here's the continuation. Like that is based off of what the author had planned. We did our best. And I think that's great. I think it's awesome.
I mean, if it's bad, I could just be like, well, Miura didn't write that, so who cares? And if it's good, I'm like, this is some good ass fan fiction.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
And I think that's the best of both worlds. Which, by the way, did anybody watch the Hannah Montana reunion?
No, I saw people posting about it, though.
I did. It was dog shit, so don't waste your time.
Well, I never saw the original Hannah Montana, so
it is only an hour, by the way.
Oh,
so if you are
short?
forced to watch it, it's super short, and it's really just more of like an interview with her and like walking around like an old set that's been recreated. It is a waste of fucking time, and I've seen a lot of people who even really love Hannah Montana being like, yeah. That being said, though, I did go see Project Hail Mary.
How was it? I've been hearing great things.
Fucking fire.
Okay.
Really, really good.
What's the premise about it? Like, I've just seen clips of it.
Here's the premise of the movie. So the premise of the movie is that they notice that our sun is getting dimmer. It's losing brightness. The earth is not getting as warm. And they find out that there is this streak, and it's called like something streak, and it's a streak coming from the sun to Venus, and they don't know why or what's happening. And so finally they find out like that there's a bacteria that is like sucking the heat from the sun and going to Venus. And they're like, we have no fucking idea what's going on. So they get like the world's best scientists and they gather them up, and Ryan Gosling's one of those people. And they look all out into the universe and they find out a whole fuck ton of suns are affected by it, like stars. Like it's affecting all kinds of stars and like sucking the brightness from. And they find one star way out there in the universe that is, for whatever reason, has the streak, but is not losing its warmth or brightness. So they're like, we need to send 3 astronauts out there, and it's going to be a death mission that you cannot make it back. But we need to send 3 astronauts out there to like see why that star is surviving, and then send that back to us. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's
that sounds so sick.
Yeah.
Is this the movie? I saw a trailer in theaters, and it just sort of spoiled that there were aliens involved.
Yeah, so I told my wife that. So spoiler for you if you haven't seen that, Jose. All of the advertisement for the film, which I haven't really seen any advertisement for it aside from like a couple of clips and like Ryan Gosling. And then I saw people who saw it early say that it was really fucking good. Mm-hmm. So then I could take any excuse to go to a movie, so I went to go see it. I didn't know that was going to be such a big part, but all the advertising for the film contains like this alien creature that he meets while he's out there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like the little rock dude.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's like a rock or like a prism or something, right?
Yes. So
it's like the first part of the trailer is really interesting, and I was locked in going, I think I saw this as like the preview for Chainsaw Man.
Interesting.
Yo. And I went, oh, this is cool. I'm really interested to see this. And then I saw an alien. I'm like, you kind of ruined it. I'm done.
It's really good. The alien doesn't take away from it. They do a really good job of like, they show like how they even get to communicate. They show like how like they're kind of both trying to figure out what's going on. And the science on it is really good. I guess in the book, the author went super hardcore on the science and like he went out of his way to make sure the science is like proper and like makes sense and all that stuff. In the movie, they kind of like reeled back on some of that stuff, but it's really well done. It kind of does that thing where you're watching him in space, then a flashback, then you're watching him in space, then a flashback. You kind of learn what's going on through the story through that. It's super fucking good. Really good.
Did you see Interstellar?
I don't think I've seen Interstellar.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know.
This is by the same author, right?
It's by Andy Weir. I don't know if that's the author of Interstellar.
Pythes, is it?
I'm pretty sure they're by the same guy.
Okay.
We have technology.
Yeah.
I could Google it. Andy Weir books. The Martian. Is
The Martian is okay.
Is the other one that he did. Yeah.
You were talking about science, and I was like, didn't The Martian go kind of hard on that?
Yep, same author.
The Martian was good too, though.
Same author.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one had Matt Damon, right?
So I'd assume if you like The Martian, you will love Project Hail Mary. Okay. And by the way, which was something that threw me off when I watched it, it's like starting to play the movie, and it's an Amazon movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's an Amazon movie.
Damn,
and
okay.
So because of that, it is already like the highest grossing, best performing Amazon movie of all time.
Oh, sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
The Martian was okay, but you lost the internal dialogue from the book, and that kind of ruined it for me.
So people said in the book also for this one, all of it was internal dialogue, but the difference is they said in the movie they fucking killed it. They did a great job of well enough. Yeah, they did a really, really good job.
I mean, the only difference is that in The Martian, he's snarky as shit in his head, and it's kind of like a comedy book almost. But the movie is very dramatic, so I see why they cut that.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's take this moment. I want to thank our Patreon supporters, but I also have to talk about the Bleach opening tournament that's happening now.
Thank God the one that lost.
Because fuck you guys. Fucking losers. So the last week we had a contentious battle happening. It was Bleach Size Above Our Opening 2, which the cinematics from that is fantastic.
But the song is
not
terrible.
So much. The song not so much. Versus Change, which is Bleach Opening 12, which is just like iconic. So good. So for a while, Bleach Size Above Our Opening 2 was ahead by like couple votes. Like every time I looked, it was ahead. I looked today. I'm like, gotta swap it over before we do the podcast. Change has won by 3 votes.
By 3 votes?
3 votes. So it was really fucking close. And it really, really was. And a lot of people, there's a lot of conversation about like liking the song more, liking the visuals more, which is like really the best Bleach opening. It was a lot of good discussion around it. A lot of people are saying they're going to try and vote Bleach Size Above Our Opening 2 just to see me really mad. To those people, get fucked. So that's all I got to say. I'm happy that Change has won. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The next battle, which is also going to be contentious, I don't think it's going to go Thousand Blower opening because that would be just insane to me. We have the part 3 opening, which is my favorite of the Thousand Blower openings. My favorite.
It's currently beating, the other one.
Versus Asterisk. Opening 1. So that is like, to me, like the GOAT of opening. So I would be shocked if that loses Thousand Blower part 3. Then I know just people are fucking memeing. So right now, holy shit, there's a lot of votes already. 12 votes for part 3 versus 9 for Asterisk.
Damn.
That would be a crazy fucking upset if that happens.
I love Part 3 opening, but oh my god, you can't vote that over Asterisk. I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. But I mean, again, like I've said before, I think half of the people voting are just like they hit the play button and then they stick two fingers in their ear and they go la 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 and then they vote. So
okay, I can fight this. I'm gonna put the symbol of Jose doing the Sam pose underneath Asterisk, and that will help us.
Okay, heard. So yeah, we'll take whatever like voodoo mumbo jumbo we could get out there. That'd be perfect.
Also, shout outs because I saw the Discord notification popped up, and it's just Sam saying, "Finally get wrecked, 1,000-year brother opening too."
I'm not hiding my bias on the when I do the post. I was very happy when I loaded that up. I put finally get wrecked, 1,000-year brother opening 2. After this, we have Veronica versus Tonight, which is really really good. And then Rambo No Melody versus Scar, which is the other 1,000 blower opening. So all the 1,000 blower openings have made it to the quarterfinals, which by the way is people just fucking meme.
If they meme so hard, Sam, and they make the first one beat you.
It's recency bias. I don't have anything else to say.
Oh, so Cooney in the actual like Weebs Guild chat wants it known that you put up the bad version of Bleach Opening 3 for the tournament, so we should listen to the one he posted.
What's the good one?
The one he just posted. It's literally like the bottom comment.
And the Weebs Guild one?
Yeah, in the Weebs Guild, directly above the tournament OP.
Oh, it has the messed up echo audio. Okay, I'll replace that. I had no fucking idea. That version of OP. So he says, which by the way, the one I posted is the official Viz Media post. And I didn't just like grab a fucking random one like how give fuck 1,000 Blood War part 3. So Cooney says, just to let you know, you use the version of OP3 that has messed up echo audio. To make it fair, usefulness, fix that audio. Still no clue why Viz has the messed up audio version. Interesting.
Because they hired an intern to do it, and that guy doesn't get paid enough to care.
So very interesting. All right, well, if you guys are watching this right now and you do not know, we have a Patreon. You can subscribe to the Patreon for as little as $5 a month. And for $5 a month, you get extra Bleach Boys every single week with so much goodies. We are watching every single Bleach opening and reacting to it over and over and over until we make it to the finals. And that's something we can only do on Patreon. So if you guys want to support us and check that out, please check the link in the description. We have multiple tiers where you could be a lieutenant, you can be a captain, you could be a stern ritter, you could be all of the coolest things in the world. And to those who support us at a lieutenant tier, you get your name featured right here. Ooh. And if you give us a captain, a stern ritter, a visor, a squad 0, anything higher than that, you can get your name read out live right here. So starting from the bottom, a big thank you to Veronica Bermudez, Pickle Rick, parentheses, Alones is goated, Batman and the Goatee 13, Sarah Berry, Aether Paradox, Vile Shadows, Tribble Rule, Divine Departure, parentheses, Kawabunga, Kinjin Kamoy and Sandra Wang, and then a new captain has joined us this week for Red Hooks.
Red Hooks.
Hey, very cool fucking name, by the way. Red Hooks. Welcome in. Glad to have you as part of the captains.
What squad is Red Hooks in?
So I think we have a few vacancies. What I'm going to do is I'll go back and I'll see who we have lost and what squads we have vacant. Now, it does open up. Do we allow people to move? Do we shovel people down? Like, what if somebody is like, let's say Veronica, I think she was squad 2. Let's say she wants to.
No, she was squad 5.
Okay, so let's say she wants to move up. She wants to be squad 1. What are the rules?
We'll have to let everybody do a vote.
Captain's meeting.
Pythes lives by democracy. So
captain's meeting.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that people hate in Twitch Plays Pokemon. Everybody just wants anarchy.
Yeah. So thank you as always to those people. And if you want to vote on our Bleach opening tournament and have the most fun in the world, join our Discord. It's been a really good time. We're still getting hit by a couple of spam bots, which is just lovely every time. Whenever I see a new person join, 50-50 shot, we're going to get spammed in the next 6 hours.
I love seeing Get This Clinker out of here.
Yep. So check that description for all of those lovely links and more. Now that we're done with that, do we want to talk anime of the week? Do we want to talk Fate Strange Fake first?
Yes, anime, let's go.
Okay. Fate Strange Fake was more fighting in this realm that they have created. We got a couple of interesting tidbits where they have not died, so it's not the underworld, and they are technically missing people right now.
Yep.
They're not just like, which we find out the parents of the kid, they're like kind of like their brain, their consciousness is in here.
Yeah, their consciousness.
But they're dead. So the other people are still alive. We have multiple services running around now, which is crazy. We see Saber has in fact lost his confidence. He's lost his mojo. I've seen this before in Austin Powers. He's lost his mojo.
He lost the mojo.
So he just, after fighting Gilgamesh, he doesn't think he is
good enough,
as confident, doesn't deserve the Holy Grail because he doesn't have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
We see the fake strange master.
Which, by the way, that's such horseshit coming from Gilgamesh, who also famously does not have a goal or a wish for the Holy Grail. He just wants it because he thinks it's his.
It's mine, so I'll take it.
Which you could think of it really as mind games. He's doing a great fucking job because it is shattered. Saber shattered. Oh, can I go on a quick rant really quick? I hate episode zeros. I fucking hate episode zeros. I think episode 0 should not be a fucking thing, and you should just start off on episode 1. Episode zeros are the biggest fucking waste of time that I have ever seen grace anime or TV shows as a whole. I think if you cannot start your episode or your anime on episode 1, get rid of it. Why is there an episode 0? Release an episode 0 is maybe a bonus on a Blu-ray. Episode 0 should not be the first episode that you fucking watch. Jose, do you know why I'm saying this?
No.
Okay. I was explaining Fate Strange Fake to my wife. And she was like, that sounds cool. Why haven't I watched that? And then I was explaining to her, like, you need to start on Fate Strange Fate.
Well, she did watch it, and she got mad.
Yes. And I reminded her that, Pythes. And I said, you have to start. And I explained to her, Fate Strange Fate. Like I said, just imagine like this, right? The Holy Grail War. Like, it's a war all these people are fighting. Fate Strange Fate.
Just start her off on Unlimited Blade Works, dude.
Yeah. So Fate Strange Fate, I told her, is like, this is like, and when I say Fate Strange Fate, by the way, I'm referring to Unlimited Blade Works. I am not going to go back and make her watch the OG. Fate Strange Fate is like, here is the vanilla version of the war. Like,
Stay Night.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Fate Stay Night. Sorry. Fate Stay Night is the original, like, here you go. Here's the vanilla version. Then Fate Zero is the prequel where a little bit of shenanigans get introduced. And then after Fate Stay Zero, it unlocks the world of shenanigans. Because then you have like 2 teams battle against each other. Then you have Fate Strange Fake where now there's double of all of them except for Saber. And she's like, oh, okay. So I said, let's watch Fate Strange Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Okay. The episode 0 was the biggest piece of shit that I have ever watched. 45 minutes of it.
Yeah, it was pretty long.
45 minutes of watching Ren Tosaka walk around school.
Oh, you're right. It was all her.
That was the most dog shit episode I have ever watched. Ren Tosaka, by the way, I do not like. I do not like. I think she is like a bitch. I do not like Ren Tosaka. I could do without seeing her ever in my Fate series. Straight up.
I agree. But you are picking a fight with the internet that you don't want to go up to.
So I just like, and even when I was watching it, it's because I watched episode 0 and I was like, that was crock. Like if I watched that for my first episode, I'd be like, and I'm not watching that anymore. Like that was dog shit. And then I watched episode 1 and I get what they were doing. It's very cinematic, very cool. Whereas like now you get to see it from Shiro's point of view where like, look at the day that he's going through. I could have just watched that episode. I could have just watched the episode. I would have lost $0. $0, 0 time watching that episode.
Would you like to know why they made the episode 0?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is an adaptation of the visual novel, and that's how they did it in the visual novel.
There's other anime that have done episode 0s, and I cannot list them right now. They're horrible. They're waste. I feel like episode 0 is just an excuse to see how much time they can waste of the audience. It is dog shit. I had to explain to my wife after we got done watching that. I swear to God, it gets good. It's like, I just stay with me.
Is she going to continue?
We watched the next episode. And then I think we watched one more episode after that. She said she liked it so far.
Okay, cool.
So who knows if that's actually true, but once we get halfway, I know she's going to be hooked. I know it's going to be good. We just have to make it there. But episode 0 being fucking 45 minutes of Rin Tosaka walking through fucking school was the biggest piece of shit episode I've ever watched in my life.
Your wife is also a historian, right? Ish.
Yeah, she's good with history. Yeah, totally.
So she
when I was explaining to her, and like, yeah, they could like summon like historic characters or like people from myths, and she's like, oh, okay, that sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait for her to start Fate 0. Because the episode 0 of that is like 45 minutes of people talking in rooms.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I might skip it. I don't think I am watching another episode 0 in my lifetime. Like, that is just horrible. It's horrible.
So anyway, back to Strange Fake.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so next thing I want to comment on, and maybe this is not correct, maybe it's just somebody that get introduced into the fucking show. One of the four horsemen is the girl servant?
Yes, right?
Yep.
Question mark. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. That's what I got from it.
I had a thing to read when that reveal was dropped.
I was like, what the fuck?
When the lamb opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following close behind him. They were given power over force of the earth to kill by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth.
Okay, so that explains all of its abilities, where it's like summoning like the fucking insects and the
plague
bugs
and all that.
yeah, that's cool.
It's the fourth of the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh, do we get to see the other three?
I don't remember, honestly.
I saw a thing also, Pythes, and maybe you could comment on, maybe you can't. I don't know how good your memory is. I saw some people saying that they have skipped some stuff for the anime adaptation.
Yeah. Once again, at this point, in fact, like I'm gonna say like 6 episodes ago, we already knew what was up with Fake Assassin and what her deal is and why she acts the way she does, and they just haven't talked about that yet, and it's really weird.
Okay, so we'll eventually find out, right?
At some point, we'll get there. But like, I want to talk to you about her, but I can't because spoilers.
Yeah, I guess if they've skipped it, you have no fucking idea when they're gonna reveal that. No idea.
They have to talk about it because you have to tell what the servant's past is. But like they had already done it by now. I'm pretty sure I remember they did it like right before or after like the fight in the police station.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, stuff has been skipped and or moved around in order.
Okay. What else? The parents are happy being locked away because then their daughter is alive.
Yep.
Which is cool. And we also find out that they fucking like experimented on her.
What's some fucking crazy shit right there?
A bacteria they found in an Aztec temple that unlocks like your mage circuits. And then my favorite part of the whole episode was when they went, "Oops, my bad. We didn't know it hit the head." I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
Well, she's in a coma
That's
now.
fucking crazy.
So the parents don't really care about her. They aren't even happy that she's alive. It's just because they're in the dream world, and that's why they're acting that way.
Oh yeah, because they do say like, "Oh, like what if you're being coerced to think that?" And he's like, "It's not a problem."
And then the lady that presents herself, that
was weird.
Yeah, right.
That was weird.
Okay.
That was weird.
I was like, I don't understand. Pythes will know.
I will explain that, but let me go back to the parents real quick.
Okay, cool.
So in mage society, what they did to their daughter is the most acceptable shit ever. It is not even an issue. Whatever it takes to progress your magecraft, whatever it takes to make your magic circuits get better, it's fine. Sam might remember there's a character in Apocrypha where they're like, yeah, so if there's like an animal in a mage's house, that's not your pet. That's to be used for experiments.
Damn.
So like it sucks, and like for us, that's morally reprehensible what they did to that kid. That's just normal. Right, now, so on to Glowing Fish Man. Is that the part you're talking about?
Oh, that's a man? I thought that was a girl.
I thought it was a woman.
Yeah, me too.
It could be either. Gender is never stated.
Okay.
So this glowing fish man knows of the Watcher. Also, it seems like the glowing fish man is potentially attached to the girl's servant and is like hiding and trying to help in that way with some magic crossbow, a god-killing crossbow.
So I can't tell you any of those details, but I can tell you who that is.
Okay.
Its name is Zhao. It's like a shark god, like a water god. And in Fate lore, its thing is that it attempted to stop Zhu Fu, who's a Chinese mystic, when she went on her quest to go find immortality for the first emperor of China. Zhao failed in this, and the first emperor of China attempted to murder the shit out of them and could not until they ran up on the god-killing crossbow.
Okay.
Now the parents did not know that the sea god was attached to the crossbow. They thought it was going to bring forth the emperor of China, and that's what they were going to use as a relic to summon him to fight.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But instead they got Pale Rider.
Okay,
Which-
interesting.
Didn't work out great for them.
And I like how the shark god gave the crossbow to Fake Lancer, and it was like, give it to a competent mage. Thanks.
Yep.
I was
And
like,
it disappears.
It's like, okay, like a sick burn, and I would have crushed that shit right on the ground.
I like that he's sort of fading out. Like, I can't explain it.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, I do have a question, I guess, because I hadn't seen him and I don't remember. Where is my favorite character John at in all of this?
Oh, that's right. He wasn't there.
Which one? John Strangefake?
Yes, John Strangefake.
He-
Where
he-
is he at?
He's just among them. You got to give time so man with afro can get a bit of screen time.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I was looking to see if he was there, but I never saw him hop in.
So Saber can just take anyone's weapon and use it as a
Excalibur.
thrower?
Yeah,
I was like, that's sick as fuck. And he's
His noble phantasm is like, he was so into King Arthur that he would take sticks and pretend they were Excalibur. So now that he's a servant, he can grab your shit and turn it into an Excalibur for a minute.
So theoretically, like, let's say he grabs someone's iPhone and goes like, "Hey,
yeah,
Excalibur."
yeah.
So the Excalibur gets stronger the better the material is used.
Gotcha. That's
Which
pretty
is why
sick.
those fake ass noble phantasms that Castor made are better than just when he has a stick.
Makes sense.
So did you guys notice that when Waver was on the internet, he's browsing 4chan?
Yes, that's crazy.
And I think one of my favorite things ever that I didn't notice, I'm not taking credit, the internet revealed this to me, is that one of the comments just says, just because you're correct doesn't mean you're right.
Love
which is
it.
which is a famous line from Unlimited Blade Works that got memed all to hell.
Okay, that's cool.
Also, he is using Internet Explorer, which I thought was
Oh,
hysterical.
love it. I did not notice that.
Dang.
It's classic.
Like, because of course Waver would be on 4chan. Why wouldn't he?
Mhm.
See, that's all I got. I'm very excited for next episode, which I believe will probably be the last episode of the season.
Yes, and then I don't know if we talked about this already, but confirmed it is receiving a season 2.
Okay.
So,
Sick.
Yep.
Yeah, no shit. It's been doing great.
Okay, now I have to ask you, and it's a very short talk every single time, but I am very excited to ask you the question this week, Pythes. Did you watch My Hero Academia Vigilantes?
Yes,
Please.
and I'm really happy that
I thought
Captain
you
Yes,
would
I
be.
thought he'd be
you
happy
would be.
too.
wasn't in this for most of the episode.
Yeah.
But for the majority of that time that he was on there, how badass was he?
I hated it. I don't like Captain Celebrity. I'll see him in hell. The darkest, deepest pit of hell.
But the return of the GOAT is here.
Yes, but I don't want to get to that yet. I want to go to like, just due to how My Hero Academia original was structured, in that it was a class setting, you didn't get to see this a lot.
Yeah.
You got to see All Might be a fucking superhero, and it was the coolest thing, man.
Yeah, I was telling that to my wife when we were watching it, and he was like, well, like, why is he not? I'm like, you're gonna see how fast
why.
All Might is. Like, you're gonna see like boom instantly. And I was telling her, one of the really cool things, and I thought was like really like sentimental, is they did a good job of like showing like I always forget the fucking detective's name, but the detective like growing up with his sister, and like seeing like how much he cares for his sister. And then if you think of the previous episodes, his sister would always ask to connect with All Might, and he'd be like, no, we don't call All Might for personal reasons. Don't do it. The moment his sister's in trouble, he's calling All Might. Like,
calls him.
please.
I love all my reasons. He's like the only
was
reason
getting a
I
little
jumped
teary.
at that force.
Yeah.
Is because I felt it. He's like,
Yeah.
I could tell this was
Yeah.
personal.
I was getting a little teary. I was like, oh man, he's breaking his cardinal rule because he cares
Yep.
about his sister. What a cool dude.
I-
Like, All Might shows up. He's there like in a second, and he just solves the problem because he's
Now-
the man.
Did you like it without the All Might song that My Hero Academia plays?
Yeah, that's fine. That You Say Run song it's
Not that you say run. It's the one whenever All Might appears. It's like the little like flutes and stuff.
I
is
don't
playing.
remember that song, so it didn't affect me.
Okay.
didn't affect me either, but I thought the animation whenever All Might was on the screen was really
Was
good.
so good.
And then I also like that they showed that people don't know All Might's skinny form yet. So like he's just kind of walking in the crowd, like
With
he's just
the
hanging out.
little
Yeah,
baggy
nobody
pants.
fucking knows it's All Might because nobody's figured that out yet. And then also, he's a member of like his own board, like on
Yes.
there, which is really cool. And then
I love that he rescued Koichi, and he's like, "Who are you? I'm a fan. Can I have your autograph?"
yeah,
I love
and then I love Captain Celebrity being, "You weren't that happy when I gave the autograph."
Yes.
Yeah.
I also love the little tidbit where he rescues all the animals and stuff.
Yeah.
He does the Superman thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's my guy right there.
Yeah, and like paves the ground
Yes.
and shit. Yeah, like crazy work. And then I like even when he does the backup, like nobody's gonna be able to stop these hundreds of bombers.
Yes.
And then All Might does it in one
Fucking
hit.
Nebraska slam.
And then of course fucking All For One is like, oh, like he's a man above man. Like that's why, you know. I love that All For One is like his biggest like
Hater.
glazer.
Oh,
He's just
well,
like
glazer, yeah.
he just knows like All Might's different. He's so much better. He's the symbol of peace. Like that's why he's like he's superhuman. And it's like, okay, yeah.
Makes me
That's why All For
appreciate
One's
that
like, I got to do a bunch of bullshit to beat this guy.
Yeah. He's like, this is the hardest I've had to work for any of these fucking heroes.
makes United States of Smash so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I still think that's one of the best moments in anime. Period.
It's really good.
Dude,
The
every
build
time
up and everything too, it's awesome.
Every time I think about it or talk about it, I get goosebumps.
I also always see like there's like threads on Twitter or like people talking about it on TikTok or like on Reddit, and they go like, what is one of the biggest examples of plot armor? And My Hero always comes up of when Shigaraki was fighting what is her name? The #1 hero from America.
Oh,
And-
Stars and Stripes?
Oh,
Stars
yeah.
and Stripes, and she's like, I touch you and I know your name, like Shigaraki, and then it doesn't work because he's no longer Shigaraki.
Oh,
you know, and that
lame.
always gets brought up because Stars and Stripes was manhandling.
She
the
was such a
fuck out of
badass.
him. And then it's like, my name is no longer Shigaraki. I'm something new. It's like, oh, I'm dead.
It's fine, but I feel so validated for my comments because I was right. The plot doesn't progress unless Knuckle Duster is on the screen. And he could have showed up literally anyway, and I would have been excited. But he shows up behind the barrel of a fucking sniper,
Yeah.
just trying to cap this dude in the head. I lost
Stupid
my
bird.
mind.
Yeah, my wife, like when the bad guy survives and like goes back over to where fucking Knuckle Duster is, my wife's like, oh, why do you have to kill the bird? So, like, that doesn't matter. Like,
Because he's evil.
yeah, it's
And
like it's just one of those things. I think one of the best moments, and like my wife was like so giddy when this happened, is when he's like, I want you to publicly recognize me as like your disciple.
Your
He's like,
disciple.
sorry, I already got one of those.
I was like, it's my
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
I cheered when he said that.
yeah.
And he's like, well, it was my quirk, so I know what the weakness is.
Yeah, which is
That
so
was so
good, right?
crazy.
And I guess when they are doing the parts of him like back in the day using his quirk and like showing how fast he is, they also made like the speed line slow down. So
Yup.
like it's just like he's faster than the speed lines. It's crazy.
It's great, and I always just assumed that he was born quirkless like Deku. So okay, he was overclocked. That's really interesting, and it goes to kind of show you why he was kind of a dick to his daughter. Because I assume at that point he had lost his quirk and was just
Yep.
in a bad place.
Yep.
So
It gets-
dominoes falling into place.
Gets crazier, Pythes.
He blows up half a building.
Yeah, which is also so good because he's like, oh, I also know that you can't really use your ability. Like, there's nothing for you to
Yeah,
run
in
on.
free
Like, what the
fall.
fuck are you gonna do? And it's like, oh shit.
Oh, you're regenerating. Oh fuck! Now it's all exploding. I didn't plan for this.
He's like, hold on, let me just shoot each one of your limbs so you can't move.
Yeah.
So that peak episode, loved it. I went from I don't care about this season to we're so back.
Yeah, which I think it's gonna have one more episode as well, which of
Yeah.
course is gonna be the finale of that part. So that'll be exciting.
That felt like that could have been a finale, and I'd have been satisfied. So I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what we got coming up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So good.
Let's see, what else?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
JJK?
Ooh.
Jujutsu
Yeah.
Kaisen. Solid episode, very Megumi
Yes.
heavy. It was good. I just feel like what's a nice way to say this? I feel
Kind of
like
boring.
well, it wasn't boring because the animation was so good, but I just feel like Itadori, had such a strong showing. Again, so
Yeah.
obviously it's a different type of battle with the lawyer, but he had such a strong showing where, of course, Megumi, again, barely fucking makes it out of there. Barely. It was cool, though, the way that it ended, of course, with the dog coming back, and he's like, yeah, my fucking Shikigami isn't that weak. Sorry, get fucked. It was cool.
So I guess this isn't really anything to say about the episode, but I had like a profound thought when I was watching the episode. there's the part where Megumin is being crushed under the weight of the cars, and the other guy is being crushed under an elephant. Now, I was flashing back to the fight Orochimaru versus the third Hokage in Naruto, and you know
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
how many episodes they spent trying to rip that motherfucker's soul out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so all I was thinking of, man, we are in like a new age of anime because this episode could have been 6.
Oh,
Yep.
totally. And
Yep.
there could have been all kinds
Back
of
in
like
the day.
inner dialogue happening where like it goes to Megami, here's all of his thoughts, here's what I gotta do. I don't know if I can do this. And just the same panel of them over and over again. Cuts over to the receipt guy, same thing. Ba, 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 ba. I'm like, yeah.
Cuts back to Itadori. There's some wacky nonsense going on. The Naruto filler music. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is a classic song.
That's such a good
guys.
song, though.
Yeah.
So anybody that is saying anime's dead, anime's worse off than ever was, fuck off.
Yeah. Anime is as strong as probably it has ever been. And JJK, I think every episode I am continually impressed by the animation and stuff.
Oh,
It's
so
it
good,
looks
dude. They're doing such a great
really,
job with
really
it.
fucking good. And then I guess at the very, very end of the episode, we see an angelic like person come down from the
Yup.
sky, which is
I am very,
big.
very excited to know who the hell that is because
Yeah.
I keep going through my mind of what characters from the opening have I not met yet. I saw that character and went, oh yeah, he's in the opening. Who are you?
And then they have been dropping ads like crazy for the finale of Jujutsu Kaisen, which you know is gonna be fucking crazy. This won't mean anything to you, and it's not a spoiler, so I'm gonna say it as spoiler free as possible. But it's the Yuta episode that's coming up. It's gonna be ape shit. It's gonna be so good.
So I am very excited because I very, very distinctly remember hating the Jujutsu Kaisen movie and hating Yuta to death. So if they can redeem him, I'm all for it.
Would you say it's because it's a 0?
Yes,
True,
yes, I would.
true, Jose, true. This is all coming together.
I feel
Like
like
this
I heard
episode.
nothing about that movie. And then as soon as I watched it, I went, this is garbage. All I see is Sam going, that movie's dog shit.
True. Man, it all comes back together. That was perfect. Okay, Frieren.
So you know the meme of Leonardo DiCaprio pointing at a screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So when we saw my favorite character, Dinkin, the man with the beard, riding in a carriage, I went, oh, we're getting close to the thing I can't shut up about, El Dorado.
And on the boat, they talk about how there's supposedly a
golden
city,
Yep.
yes, that they could get to.
I was like,
There might be some cool shit there. I don't know.
I'm so excited, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And then they get Himmel's notebook,
His
which is very
memoir.
cute.
I love that.
I thought for sure Frieren was gonna be what she tried to do. I thought she's gonna go, oh, here, take it.
Yeah.
I'm glad the guy was like, no, like that's
This
precious
means
to
more
you.
to
Like
you.
keep it. I was like, I was like, okay, cool, love it.
When he realized who she was, he's like,
Yeah.
no, this means
Yeah.
more to you. And when she was reading it or like looking at it, and we got the perspective of him looking at it, I'm like, I wish I knew
Anything
we
to
were in the
do-
good old days. That's what I
Anything
get
to
from
do
him.
with Himmel, and people are like, it's time to tear up again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just good. It's really, really good.
I love the fact that they also ask Frieren, why do we always charge people?
Yeah.
And then she goes into it and she says, "It's
What a
'cause
beautiful
Himmel."
lesson.
Yes, Himmel believes that no one should owe him anything. And I'm like, damn it!
Yep.
Why
Which-
is he
which is-
him?
Which will lead perfectly later on into the what useless spell would you give Frieren? It's why does she take shitty spells out besides her own curiosity? It's like, well, that's all they can afford, and they'll feel bad if I just do it for free.
Yep.
Mhm.
And like realistically, if you think about it, also in the way of like Himmel, what are the odds he's ever gonna come back to one of these places? So like even
That's
like
true.
they would owe him forever,
Yeah.
you know?
They would feel indebted to him.
Yeah.
Which is why he's like, just make a statue of me
Yeah, in a very handsome pose.
in a very handsome pose that will take me 6 days to think up.
And I love Stark. He's like, oh, what a handsome pose he's in.
Oh, Stark is the best, man. He got his head bit. He got his head bit
Yes,
by a dragon.
when he got his head bit by the
Yes.
dragon, they're like, oh, you got your head bit pretty hard. Are you sure you're okay? And I guess it happened to Aizen too.
Yep.
I think Aizen is one of my other favorite characters because he's just the most chill dwarf you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Hyder's
Anytime-
knocked out.
Anytime Stark does anything, I'm like, good job, Jose. I'm proud of you. So we grow closer to a thing I will never shut the fuck up about until it's animated.
Okay, I'm excited. Which I don't know. I haven't looked. I assume Frieren has one more episode also, and then it's done.
Probably, I think
Which
they all came out at the same time, right?
They're edging me.
Yeah, then it's gonna be a fucking long time before we get more Frieren.
Next year.
That I'm just pointing at, like, we'll get there eventually, guys. Trust me. Eldorado, it's really cool. It's really cool, though.
That means we got to pick up another 3 anime.
Well, a new season should be starting soon, so we'll have to see what's coming up next season. Before we get too far away from Frieren, do we just want to answer the question: what mundane/weird spell would we give Frieren as payment? And it cannot be from anime or manga.
Okay.
So you can't just like give them something else. Pisces
so
already left a comment.
Yeah,
So
I already answered. I said a spell that would make musical instruments play themselves.
Ooh, I like that.
Red Hooks, our newest captain, says a spell to change their hairstyle color and shape.
Ooh.
Could be funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Divine says a spell to make people bald besides one tiny spot in the head, but not a spot where it's symmetrical. It's just slightly to the right in the middle of the front and middle section. Just a triangle of hair that can never be shaved.
Oh my god, every time you cut it, wham.
It just moves every time you shave your head off.
Kenjin came in and just didn't just ignore the rules and said she can now use Hado 90. That's just he gave her Hado 90. So.
That Hado 90 is not mundane.
Yep. I would give Frieren a spell. This isn't going to really translate well, but maybe it does. Who knows? They got horse carriages. A spell so that when you're driving, you feel at ease. It's the anti-road rage spell.
Oh, okay. So you're not angry.
Yeah, you're in a comic, so like you grab like the little horse things and you just go, ooh, like you're just good.
Oh, dang. Mine was just like, I want her to have a spell that chills your drink at any time.
That's a good one.
Oh,
that's a good
sick.
one. Your drinks are always cold.
Yeah, your drinks
are always cold,
and you
that's
love
a
cold
great
drinks.
One. Have you guys seen? Have you guys seen like the TikTok meme of it's a construction worker who's about to fucking rage and his friend goes, "Hey, left-handed anger," and the guy throws it wimpy as shit. That's what I picture Sam's spell doing. Sam's about to cuss someone out, Frieren casts a spell, and you're like, "You have a good day."
Yeah,
Have a great day.
I would pay a lot of money. I'd pay a lot of money for Jose's spell. But just to have drinks that are always cold. Anything. Fuck, hey, and especially if they're never watered down. I'm in.
Yes.
Hey man, I have the want to learn to play the fiddle, but I don't have the will to actually go through with it. I would love to snap my fingers and just have The Devil Went Down to Georgia just playing randomly.
I love that song.
That'd be so funny.
Now, Pythis, would you do that every time like your sisters walk in the door?
Oh no, I would play the song "The Bitch Came Back."
Okay, before we run out of time, we have had a ton of responses to this one question that Pythes asked this week, and I want to get to it. So our question to the Discord this week, which is inspired by our boy, his username in Discord is the best in the world, and we want to know, if you could pick any job to do for life, what would it be? And I'm gonna put asterisk, and hopefully people took it as this way. I haven't read any of the responses yet. Asterisk, you would make a suitable living still with it, like you know, because like some jobs,
it's your dream job.
Yeah,
it's
some
your
jobs
dream job, but you
unfortunately
make enough money.
Don't pay much, you know. So like, if you could work any job in the world and still like, you know, be great, like what would you pick? Okay. Let me read a few, and then we'll go around and answer ours, okay? Cooney said, if it would be profitable enough and able to consistently grow, I'd love to open up and run like a nerd museum. Basically have my whole collection games digitally in a usable space and have the physical copies on display but not able to touch. That way people can read all my mangas, watch all of my anime without being damaged, and the collection would only grow with the profit just going back to buy more stuff for the collection.
Ooh, I like that.
That's sick.
That's really well thought out.
That is very good. Divine says dream job was always to be a professional soccer player or be in a successful band or be the top person in the CIA so they can know all the tea.
I like that.
Yep. Which, I mean, those three picks are all very good. Very, very, very good.
Except for soccer player, because you'd have to suffer the indignity of playing soccer.
Yeah. So he says obviously he wants to know all the secrets in the world, and he says, but a more realistic thing that I really wanted to be was a therapist. I couldn't do anything anime related because I would be too biased on my favorite animes and ban any Demon Slayer and Boruto talk.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we need to do is get him into the anime industry.
Kenjin says that he assumes the job doesn't have to be real, so Soul Reaper. Which, by the way, horrible fucking job. Horrible. Out of all of the jobs that you pick, atrocious job.
We've discussed that there
We're
are
on animal
people that
control.
have to console bugs.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible job. But he does say also, if it does have to be real, then a history teacher.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So, when the best in the world, he came to me with this idea, and then we kind of workshopped it through DMs. I never stated the job had to be real.
True.
So
True.
people can just pick Emperor of the Universe as their answer, and that be legit.
Rez Sunsu says, I would want something that offers versatility and expression. So jobs such as entertainment, streaming, performing arts, etc. Which is great.
Yeah,
And
that's
I think that's a great one because basically you just want to be your own like associate. You know, you want to work for yourself. Diego Ace says, a chef. Growing up, while my family had cable television, I would always watch the Food Channel. And if not that, we'd be watching food related content on YouTube. Shocking apart from that, I actually love being a welder. In trade, I feel by accident. However, I have made it my job. I look forward to working every day.
Ooh, okay.
It's cool.
That's cool.
cool.
I almost went to college to be a welder, but I failed every math test, so I gave up.
Black Sheep 13 says he'd be a mangaka if possible.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. That is also, by the way, a job that you work very hard in.
Yeah,
very hard.
Very hard.
Red Hook says a bartender, even though I would not be a good one since I would be drunk all the time. So he's gonna drink his own stash. Sierra Torcel, who's actually our editor, by the way, says this current market and getting scammed twice got me taking anything at this point.
I like it.
Sorry about that.
Real.
That was not us, by the way, but like that's unfortunate.
It could have been us, though.
Freaks Guild, any job. If you count a streamer, absolutely. I never got why they stopped streaming when they make their money and never have to leave their own home. Realistically, I'd love to be a lawyer so I could be corrupt and get Sam life in prison for not playing BBS.
Shout out Freaks Guild.
He was streaming on TikTok one morning. I just woke up. I was getting ready for bed. He was streaming on TikTok, and he was trying to play Fortnite on the Switch. He then swapped. I said, "Hey, what's up?" He immediately stopped downloading Fortnite and swapped over to BBS. I was like, this fucking guy. So like, I watched him try to summon on the fucking. He's already 23 steps deep into the young Shunsui and young Ukitake banner.
Nah.
And he was like, might as well go to step 25 because like that's when you get the ticket. So he was trying to get enough to like summon for the step 25. It took him 10 damn years to do it on the Switch. So I couldn't watch him summon for the 25th step. But yeah, shout out Freaks Guild.
You know what? Speaking of Freaks Guild added me and said, I didn't get the captain tier, but since I'm so amazing, can I have the Discord role anyway? And I said, talk to Sam. And he said, Sam went into my TikTok stream this morning. And I said, okay, cool.
I did indeed. A lot of times if we interact on anything like YouTube, whatever, I will see when you guys, like if you guys ever go live, you ever post anything, just know, by the way, I always watch them. He's
lurking in the shadows.
I'm always lurking in there. Gabe used to stream all the time. I would lurk all the time. We had a couple other people that would stream. I'd be in there all the time. I usually have it on the background.
Also, were you present those times I showed up and I just talked mad shit about the British for like 3 hours?
No, I didn't get to enjoy any of those. I probably would have turned off the stream, unfortunately. So,
you missed some gold. I was cracking, gave the fuck up.
So, I think we're at about the halfway. Let's go around. What is the job you guys would pick if you could have any job?
So, besides guy that has a genie as my job is to control genies and get free wishes, which is the fake one. I would love to own a bookstore.
Okay. I like that. I want to be a masked luchador.
That's cool.
Yo.
That's cool.
I would love to be a masked luchador. That would be so sick. Get back to my Mexican roots and
that's cool.
I'll be your James.
Oh my god! Yes, I didn't even think about that.
I'll show up.
It's just Nacho Libre all over again.
I'll show up to every match, and whenever you lose, it's not because you lost. It's because someone hit me and you got distracted.
Mister.
No, Jose.
I'm gonna be the replacement for Right Stuff Anime. That's what my dream.
Yeah.
There's just
we need a goat.
There's just nobody is taking up the mantle. It's like Superman is missing from the world and nobody has replaced. You know, like when Batman's gone, when Superman's gone, we get like fucking 4 people competing for it. We don't have anybody. We have nobody.
It's gonna be
we have
Weed
fucking
Skill for the
Crunchyroll.
distribution center.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would get so much stuff off of Right Stuff.
I would love to do some sort of a hybrid, and I don't think you could really do it without it being like way the fuck out of the way. But I would love to have a big warehouse distribution center with a storefront attached to.
Oh my
to the front
god!
of it.
Yes.
Where like, because we had that set up for a while. People might not know this. Shout out Sam family history again. My family for a very, very long time owned a magic shop. We were very, very, when I say we, I mean my dad. We were very, very prevalent in the magic industry for a very, very long time.
Can you do card tricks?
No, I cannot. I never took up the magic.
He can tell you how everything is done.
Yes,
though.
I can explain to you how most of that shit is done. I never took it up. My younger brother never took it up. My older brother did, though. My older brother's very good at magic. My dad's very good at magic. They lived together, so they helped run the shop and stuff like that. We went from having a shop in like an Old Town area to then we moved to a warehouse district where we had that exact setup. We had a giant warehouse that attached to a storefront in the front. So like, because magic is already so niche as is, and we didn't make a lot of money off of the the gag gifts and stuff like that. If you want to come out and shop for magic, they could come shop the storefront and do that. I don't think it's a very profitable setup because I just don't think you would ever get enough traffic to make the storefront manageable, like why you would have somebody there. But
this is dream job, therefore it's magic, and therefore it just works.
So if money's not a problem, I would have the warehouse where I fulfill all that stuff. I would also sell books and manga and stuff like that. You got to have that, a good place to go for books and manga. I would also, I was going to say I would also do graphic novels. I don't think I'm going to get into that, but light novels for sure. I would have light novels as part of that. Yeah, that's what I do. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be perfect.
Okay, so we can combine all three.
You know the setup of my warehouse that I work at?
Yeah.
I could just chop off part of that, turn that into
totally.
I've been thinking about that for such a long time. But I even went a step further. I employed Josh because he makes coffees.
Good.
And we would have everyone's seen Fairy Tail. Like they have a guild hall. Yep. That would be something that I would love to have.
Well, I told you about those stores that they have where it's a giant, imagine imagine like a Hollister where it's like a really wide store, like a Victoria's Secret. Yeah. And you walk in and there are 8 stores in there. And so they each have their own little setup where this corner's yours, this corner's yours, this corner's it's exactly that.
That would be so sick.
So we're combining all three, Sam. My bookstore handles the manga and the light novels.
Hell yeah.
And not only does Jose get his start wrestling in a ring in the back of the warehouse, but once he's successful,
warehouse wrestling like in Mexico.
Yeah.
We sponsor him.
Yep.
We got to come up with
we run Lucha Underground matches out the back of the warehouse.
El Weeb.
There you go.
El Weeb. And then all my signature finishes are gonna be anime finishes.
You just steal moves. From
We're gonna do one of Sasuke's or Naruto's moves. Then we'll switch to it's gonna be a punch from All Might, so it's gonna be one of the Detroit smashes.
Totally.
Okay, but you don't yell Bankai until the 3 count has happened because that's the finisher. The finish.
Yes.
Okay, let me get through everybody so I don't. A couple people. I'm looking at Rez and I think it was also Freak Skilled. Were complaining that they got skipped. Okay, because my fucking bad. Omar Prime says it would be the job I'm studying for right now. So let's try to apply for a master's program in MFT, Marriage and Family Therapy Counseling.
Oh, okay, that's sick.
Cool. We got a couple therapists in here.
Yeah. The best in the world comes in and he says, I'm not going to lie, I really want to be a wrestler. Watching Kenny Omega just made it different. The way he moves, tells a story, turns a match into something special. That's what I want to be like. Not just a wrestler, someone people remember. Entrance hits, crowd popping, and about the, you're about to put on something crazy. Yeah, that's the dream.
That's me with the Eddie Guerrero vibe.
Yeah.
I preferred him when he was with the Golden Lovers.
Oh, Latino Heat?
No, that's Kenny Omega.
Oh, Kenny Omega.
He and Kota Ibushi were the Golden Lovers.
Triple Rule says that I do not know what job I would want to do, but I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Oh, what a bitch. To do it is my real task. I travel across the Lansing Farmway. What an asshole.
Read the whole thing. Read the whole thing, Sam.
I ain't doing it. I thought it was a real answer until about 5 words into that thing. Amon says procrastinate. Real answer, though, an animator.
That's a hard job, so good for you.
Very. Tripper Rule comes back for real. When I was younger, I wanted to be a football player. Now I guess I just want to be a wine expert. Just drink wine and pretend I know things. That's really cool.
He owns his own vineyard.
Yeah. I've gotten a couple vineyards before. I don't drink wine, by the way, so unfortunate. And it really is like people serve you the wine. This was aged in a fine barrel for this many years. You can really taste the notes of oak in there.
You have to like spin it in the thing and then smell it and then take your sip and then you spit it out into like a giant thing.
Which
and
is
then
bullshit.
Yep.
I feel like I read something years ago when experts like, yeah, all wine tasting is horseshit.
Yep. Drunken Soul Reaper says a humble candy shop owner.
Real.
Chilsey says scam caller. So that's about in line with the job I
like that a lot.
Gabriel Nero comes in and says the job that I have right now, children's psych care, but maybe a little bit more pay.
Oh.
Yep. Which is very impressive that he would still want to do that job. So
this is the second time he's had that job. The first time he got a chunk bit out of his arm, so like he's for real.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that is all of them. If I missed you, my bad. Okay, my bad, everybody.
We'll read more stuff on the captain's meeting.
Yes. Yeah. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for answering the questions. We are going to head over to the captain's meeting where we're going to watch Asterisk versus Bleach Soul Part 3 opening without any words. They're going to be going head to head. We're going to watch them live there, and then we'll go through and we'll read some more comments about what is the best sound to ever grace anime, which, by the way, is Rasunsu's question, which, by the way, he signed up for Patreon, so now you can see it. So everybody's a winner. We'll see you guys in the captain's meeting. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, support us on Patreon, and join the Discord. Goodbye, everybody.